a mega church pastor decides to hire Carl Lentz to become a strategist to put together a demonic and blasphemous show, including a female Jesus on the cross. Mike Todd, if you're hearing me, quit the ministry, bro. I'm telling you this from love. I'm saying quit the ministry. Judgment upon you is going to be greater than anything you ever thought. And understand, your function at the church continues to demonstrate the fact that you have absolutely no awareness of the spiritual realm. Okay, folks, pastors like the one I'm about to talk about need to quit the ministry. The bottom line is quit. You are fully incapable and unqualified to do the job that God has called you to do when you wave your fist at him in rebellion and choose to use your own way of doing things. And quite frankly, you are opening up the world of the demonic. You are inviting demons into what you call Christ's church, and you are using worldly, ungodly, and secular humanistic patterns to be able to establish something that is supposed to be righteous and whole, and something as amazing as Easter get dragged through the mud because a mega church pastor decides to hire Carl Lentz to become a strategist to put together a demonic and blasphemous show, including a female Jesus on the cross. I am not going to get into the details of this show because the details of the show are completely superfluous in my opinion. There's a much bigger issue here. First of all, let me just simply say this. Mike Todd, if you're hearing me, quit the ministry, bro. I'm telling you this from love. I'm saying quit the ministry. Judgment upon you is going to be greater than anything you ever thought. And understand, your function at the church continues to demonstrate the fact that you have absolutely no awareness of the spiritual realm. Now, with all of that said, folks, let me just explain something to you. The enemy that we have, Satan, the way he loves to work is he will do anything that he can to defeat you in this spiritual war by making you think there is no war happening. The whole idea behind him having victory in the spiritual is getting you to not acknowledge the spiritual. And if you don't acknowledge the spiritual, then he has carte blanche to do anything that he wants. This is how demons work. And I am sick and tired of Christians and pastors, for that matter, who continue to educate Christians, telling them that demons can't touch Christians. That is not true. The Bible makes it clear that greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world, and I do not believe that Christians can be demon-possessed, but they certainly can be oppressed, and that oppression oftentimes looks like what people will call demonic possession. The reality of it is we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. The Apostle Paul would not warn us about these things, and folks, we need to recognize that if we do not understand this principle, then we are never going to be able to sharpen up and develop our spiritual tactics to recognize the very problems that we are facing right now. If people like this guy, Carl Lentz and Mike Todd, who quite frankly, I've never really heard of until I saw this article, if guys like them were actually able to recognize that they are in a spiritual war and treated it the way that they are supposed to with the tools that have been given them, you would never see them do this nonsense. You would never see them do this wickedness because all they are doing is they are giving victory to the enemy. Now they say, well, we're preaching the gospel and we're trying to reach out to people and so many people got saved. Actually, no. What you're doing is you're opening up the door for so many more people to enter into a new level of demonic oppression. You're opening up the door for demonic activity that continues to create a mechanism of defeat. We are called by God to be more than conquerors, and if we are going to be more than conquerors, folks, we need to do things his way. We need to understand the spiritual war that we are fighting, and we need to start acting like it. This is crazy, folks. This is absolutely insane. I was actually thinking of showing a video of this performance, but why would I want to encourage demonic activity to get anywhere near the very principle that we're trying to teach people? This is crazy. You guys that put on this show need to quit the ministry because, quite frankly, you are ill-equipped. You do not know what spiritual war looks like. If you did, you would not do this. And certainly you would better understand the very implications of the things that you're doing. It's really simple. Folks, we need to tack up. And when I say tack up, I am talking about develop solid spiritual tactics because remember, these demons hate you. They hate me. They hate us. We are in a spiritual warfare. Just remember the words of the late, great Walter Martin. Christians who refuse to engage in the spiritual battle become the first casualties of it. Think that through, folks. We're in a real war. It's time to really fight.